What do you think that was?
Honestly, now I think we were abducted. We're abducted.
Hey there, Glenn here with Modern Explorer with another Phenomecon interview. This time with Linda and David. They told me about a story between sessions. We were talking. And so I sat down and had a sit down interview with them. And they told me their story, showed me some photos, and it was pretty darn compelling. David showed me something that happened to his back one night, and I've got those photos. I'll be showing it to you. If you like this commentary, just these interviews and all that stuff, what we're doing, let us know. Be sure, subscribe, notify, comment, do all that good stuff, because it really helps with the algorithm. And, give us a thumbs up. Again, all that helps. It helps us get content out there. And if you or anybody you know has an encounter story, let us know. encounters@modernexplorer.me. Love to document your story. But take a listen to this, and I'll see you on the other side. Cheers.
20, 30 yards away was this thing peeking over this pine bush.
It was a large, hairy animal, dark brown, black hair.
All of a sudden, this creature let out I want to call it a blood-curdling, growling, howling scream.
That's when I realized it wasn't my friend that had snuck up on me.
Dude, all the branches that are broken off are red.
That's crazy. There's no medulla.
Okay, so my name is Linda, and I grew up in Northeast Wyoming, but my grandparents lived in Spearfish, South Dakota, so I was over there all the time. And I was just graduated from high school, and a good friend and I decided we're going to have like a few days of a vacation. And I'd driven these roads so many times in my life, and I knew where I was going and all that. And we're in this situation, it's nighttime, and there's a bright light behind us, which I assume is this really obnoxious person in a car. And the time, it was so weird, because I kept saying, we should be there. Something's wrong. And why can't I lose this guy? And it just kept going on and on and on. And the longer it went on, the more you're going, this is really freaking me out. And this is like, it doesn't make any sense. And so we finally arrived at our cabin. And of course, we're discussing it. And my friend, she stayed awake all night long guarding the door, because she thought something was, I don't know. We just were really freaked. And then in the morning, the really odd part was she had it's really her granddaughter, but she raised her as her daughter. And we posed for a picture in front of our cabin. And later, she called me after the vacation and she said, you've got to come look at this picture. And there was something see-through in the picture. And I'm like, what is that? Because it looked like nothing I'd ever really seen. Almost like, I don't know how to describe it, like a little creature, but he's see-through, and he has his hand on my thigh. And in about a month, we decided to rip the picture up and never discuss it again.
So it wasn't a digital photo. It was a photo.
It was a photo. And I went to the college library because I wanted to find what this was. And the closest thing I found was like a demon named Abracadabra. And I'm just like, it just got weirder and weirder. And then for years, I had a really severe fear of aliens. I wanted, like, if anybody even said there might be aliens or, there are or whatever, I was like out of the room. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to think about it, anything. And then, I don't know, I think as it became more of a mainstream thing on TV, then I started getting, the fear went away. It was more curiosity. And then I really feel like, we're like little ants. They could take us out at any time. There's nothing we could do.
Yeah.
because they're so sophisticated. So the fear went completely away, and now it's just, I'm curious,
Just
and I want to know
curious.
answers.
So this is in South Dakota or in Montana?
It was in South Dakota,
In
in
South-
Custer State Park.
Okay, so you're driving, but your sense was that the drive took a lot longer than it
About
should have.
2 hours longer than it should have.
How long is the drive normally? Would have been ish.
God, it's been so long since I made that drive, but from where we were, probably hour tops.
Okay, so now did you notice literally anything in the gas gauge that showed any
You know
difference?
what? I wasn't smart enough to even look at that.
Okay, fair
It
enough.
was just being so upset about why did it take so long? How did it take so long? And what was that bright headlight, you
and
know?
it was a single light.
Well, it was so bright that I thought it was like from a big pickup on bright lights.
Okay.
And I would sometimes like try to go faster, and then I'd try to slow up going, I want him to pass me. And it would adjust to whatever. And see, like, was that just something implanted in my mind?
Yeah.
Or did that really happen? I don't
So
know.
you see it in your rearview mirror.
Yeah.
Did you
Constantly.
Did you adjust the mirror?
Oh, I was doing everything.
to keep from getting blinded,
Mhm.
right? Because I've been driving and followed by a truck,
Right.
and it's like, oh my god. I
And
can't-
lots of you're saying lots of colorful things, and
Yeah.
Which this
And-
guy would go around me.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you actually had, it was that bright. You had,
It was
had
that
to
bright.
adjust the mirrors.
yeah,
And was it at truck level, road level,
It
or was it
felt like
higher
it-
than?
it felt like it came right in the back window. I mean,
So it
'cause
was about truck height.
anytime,
Yeah.
yeah, about truck high.
And how far away do you think, if I realize, any
Probably,
guesstimate how far away it was?
Like
I don't
in
know,
car
maybe-
lengths, maybe.
I would say
car
a
lengths.
car length,
Oh, that's,
Or-
That's
really,
or maybe
close.
two.
yeah, I mean, that's really close. I
It
mean,
was close enough. I was like, what is this guy's deal?
and your girlfriend at the same time,
Well, she's not used to the drive or anything else. And so she's just pretty much going off of my emotions or whatever. But it obviously was freaking her out too, or she wouldn't have stayed awake all night. And
so was she looking, I mean, I
don't
I
know.
put myself in your corner, right? You're driving.
Mhm.
I'm imagining the passengers going, what the heck? You know,
Yeah.
looking around, turn around.
Why doesn't
Do
this
you
guy
remember
go
her name?
around?
I have no memory of that whatsoever.
Interesting.
None.
Interesting. But you both get to the cabin finally,
Yep.
and she wants to stay awake all night long.
But she doesn't tell me that
Oh.
until in the morning.
Oh.
And because I'm wondering why she's,
Sitting by the door.
Really?
she's freaked out and she's guarding her daughter and me and just going, because you had a sense, you knew something was seriously wrong. Nothing made sense.
Mm.
And she was never a dramatic woman.
Mhm,
You know,
mhm, mhm.
You get some friends that are like,
Yeah.
and she's never like that. And so I didn't know she stayed awake until, in the
Wow.
morning.
Got up and there she is.
Yeah.
Bleary-eyed.
Yeah. And then finally you walk outside and we're both kind of even looking around, see if there's footprints or whatever. And everything was so normal at that time. But then there's the picture.
Okay, so this figure you say, is it between you two? Is it how are you?
I don't
Do you remember how they were positioned?
It literally was posing in the picture with us, which was like, and it really bothered me that it looked like its see-through hand was on my thigh, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
So were you
WTF?
sitting or standing?
We were. I don't really remember. It's been so long, but I must have been sitting.
okay. Now, do you
There must have
remember?
been a bench or
Can you
something.
describe this at all? I mean, what you saw? Is it just shape? Is it light, dark?
It was see-through.
Okay.
And it, like, you take a fat Dobby with shorter ears,
Okay.
and there it was. And that's all I really remember. I don't remember.
Did it have any facial features or anything?
Yeah, it had facial features, I mean, we were freaked. That freaked us out more than the drive.
Did people talk about the eyes being different? Could you discern eyes?
No, I was just freaked out that there was anything there.
Anything there, right?
And it's touching me.
Yeah.
And posing.
And you never sensed this at
No,
all.
we didn't know that until the picture, and that's why she called me up and said, "Get over here now."
Was she in the picture as
Yeah.
well?
Well, her daughter was in the picture. I don't remember. It's been so long ago.
Sure.
If there was someone else there, she might have had them take a picture of all of us, but I don't remember. All I remember is going, "What is it? It's a damn," after finding it in the library and going, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
There's actually a picture that looked like it. And it's, you hear abracadabra from the time you grow up.
Right.
And I'm like, what the hell? I've never tried to look it up since then because it's so scary to me. Like, was it really, what was it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, thank you for sharing. I know it's a crazy story, but that, I talked to a gentleman, and I talked to the guys that the movie, the Bigfoot, the Flash of Beauty or whatever. They interviewed a guy who held a story in for 20, 25 years and told them his story for the first time like a little mouse, just letting it squeak out.
Mm-hmm.
But afterwards, he was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you," because he needed to get it out.
Yeah, I mean,
so thank you for sharing, because there's people that are going to be watching this video that are going to go, "Okay, well, I had something weird happen. I've never told anybody."
Yeah.
And
I never told my parents. I never even told friends. It was only she and I and her daughter. And the daughter, she was so little, we didn't really talk about it till she was older. Because I said, "Do you remember that trip?" She's like, "Oh yeah, I remember the trip."
No, she's like 35, 38 years
with
old.
a lot of kids and things. So anyway.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Now you have something to add to this,
Well,
to our video here.
I have an interesting story. I hope it's interesting.
Yeah.
But it was when I was in high school.
Okay.
And it was in Casper, Wyoming. They have a nice big mountain range. And I was in astronomy class. And so me and another guy from the class, we decided to go up on the mountain to do some study because we had a test coming up. So up on the mountain, you could really see the sky,
Away from light pollution.
Yeah, all the stars and everything. So we went up there. I don't know. It was partly to goof off too, I think.
Sure. High school, why not? Yeah.
Yeah, we were in my AMC Gremlin. And,
I'm sorry.
it was a terrible. My dad still apologizes for buying me that, or he did. But anyway, we parked in this place it's kind of in between the two mountains. There's Casper Mountain and there's Muddy Mountain behind it. And there was a big clearing and we parked there and was sitting on the hood of the car, just looking at the stars and trying to pick out constellations. And around the corner of Muddy Mountain, I see this light come flying around the corner of the mountain, like it came into view and it's a good ways down there. It's probably, half a mile from where we were standing.
Mm-hmm.
That it stopped and I could see I think it was like a saucer shape or that, it wasn't elongated. It was, but it was just a single red light that it didn't seem to blink or anything. And then it just stopped and hovered. Then it went down like it was landing. And I'm standing there just wide-eyed going, "Oh my God," kind of stepping toward it, a little bit. And my buddy, he's just freaked out and said, "Let's get out of here. We got to go. Let's go. And I'm like, "No, I want to check this out. Let's see what happens, And he jumped in the car and started honking the horn. Get in the car, we're leaving now type thing. And I was so mad at him because I'm like, you're going to scare him off, because he's just honk, 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 And so I jumped in the car and about 20, 30 minutes later, we both woke up. We had both passed out in the front seat of the car and the car's running. It was still running. So either he started it or I started it. But as soon as I got in the car, I don't remember anything for a half hour. We both, at the same time, pretty much just, kind of woke up and he said, let's get out of here. And I agreed. And but the whole trip down the mountain, he refused to talk about it. He was like, I would say, hey, what do you think? And, no, shut up. He was just all the way down the mountain. We never did really talk about it after that. But.
So how do you know it was that length of time? I mean,
because I had looked at my watch.
Okay.
And I was pretty sure it was about half an hour. I don't think it was any longer than that.
Amazing.
But, yeah. So I don't know if,
other than that, no memories, no.
Yeah, of what happened in that time period. We just, woke up and like, what have we been doing? We've been sleeping. We should have been getting off the mountain, And
this was a relatively new vehicle. We're not getting carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that new. It was like 10 years old.
Yeah, but still, you're not gassing yourself in the car because it's running.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was.
Wow.
I think it was all right, but we didn't know
that. That's so interesting. There's all these little snippets of stories like this. Now, one of the things people say, things then, I don't want to say follow you, but you have follow-up events. Have you guys ever had any sort of follow-up events in any way, shape, or form?
Little round scars that I'm like, I didn't get hurt. What is that? And it was raised up.
Do you mind?
No.
You have one? Okay.
It's just this. And it's gone down because it used to be like a keloid. And I'd say to the OBGYN, I'd go, what is this? And he's going, well, obviously, that's a keloid scar. And I'm like, well, why is it like almost, at that time, it seemed like it was almost perfectly round. It's still kind of roundish, but there's, I don't know. And just little things like that. And I think that freaks me out too.
All right. So now you can start to almost question, I want to say everything, but something weird happens like, okay, is this connected?
Yeah.
Right. I think that's kind of a normal.
I was actually hoping that there might be someone at a convention someday that could take an instrument and find out if there's something in me.
That'd be interesting. I wonder if there is somebody. I can't
kind
see
of
anybody here, but
those are some of my thoughts. And I actually would now like to have somebody put me into a hypnotic state and see if any more memories come forward.
Right.
Because for so long I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
You just freaked.
Well.
Plus, you don't want to be a weirdo.
Right. I think there is that social stigma
really
against
big.
That, and boy, people. That's what a number of people have said here is that they feel safe.
Yeah.
Amongst people, not that we're all wearing tinfoil hats and we're all freaked out, but
like-minded,
Yeah, it's like okay, I've experienced. You kind of turn your head side to side. Well, I've experienced this too, and I've experienced this too, and then it's like there's comfort in camaraderie almost,
and you're not being totally judged.
Yeah.
Although
totally judged.
I mean, I wasn't even going to tell you about the little dude at all. I really don't. It's probably because you're so nice and easy to talk to. But I mean, that sounds nutty.
Okay, so the big question is, which we all are asking and nobody has the answer. So you might be right, you might be wrong. And feel free to say, I don't know. What do you think that was?
Honestly, now I think we were abducted.
Okay.
And I think that they put an implant in us and have revisited and taken tissue samples and whatnot.
It may have been other things, like eggs and
yeah.
She had a few miscarriages and things like that.
Yeah, I mean that's realistic stuff, and there's enough stories like that make you go, okay, this is maybe not just a coincidence. Maybe there is a connection.
Right. Well, and the lady that we met last night from New Zealand, and she brought it up because it's even more taboo.
That's a great story
to talk about than the little see-through dude, but there is a memory of some type of a rape. I felt like I had been raped. you know, and
yeah,
of course you don't tell anyone.
No,
Yeah,
because they're going to think you're nuts.
Yeah.
but she had a picture of an orb the size of her head next to
The New
her,
Zealand
and
lady.
the New Zealand lady did. Yeah.
Well, if you see her, let her know that I'd love to chat with her.
Yeah, she really has good stories.
And
In
she's
fact,
a lot of fun.
I think I did talk to her walking down the stairs, or something like that. But, well, thank you so much for taking the time. I realize this was out of the blue and not expected, but I really thank you for taking time.
I wanted to show you this. What did I do with the picture? Oh, no, I'm not. I had, she's talking about the scars and stuff. I took those pictures of those. I woke up with this funny scab scar thing on my arm.
Woke up with it.
Yeah, and I asked her. I said, "Where did this come from? Do you know anything about this?" And
I said, "They took you."
And she laughed. She's like, "They took you." And
wow.
I was there, and then this thing shut off. I'm about there now.
No, you're fine.
It was very strange looking scab, scar, bruise, and
so you go to bed at night. Nothing. You just go to bed.
Oh, here it is.
And wake up in the morning.
And this was on my shoulder.
Holy cow!
And it's kind of a scab in the middle and a bruise around the outside. And
wow! And that almost looks, there's a pattern there. It's not just a
like some kind of instrument went.
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Really?
I'm kind of itchy, scratching. What the heck is that? And
crazy.
What do you do for work?
I work in a laboratory.
So you're not bonking into things like a construction worker would.
I can. I have had that, but I didn't at that time. Because I work in a coal laboratory and we process coal for analysis. So it is pretty heavy, sometimes heavy work, but that wasn't from that.
And it's kind of big.
And how long did that last?
About a week.
Yeah.
It started going away right away. It was pretty much gone after 5 days.
Well, but still, I mean, a light bruise, 2 days, a day or two. Something that's 5 days. That's a.
Well, and he kept looking at it because, again, it's like.
And it looks like a monkey face or something, And I'm like, what? That is so weird, But I had since that time, me and other friends, not the one that was there with me, but we used to joke around, you were abducted, and it's funny were you probed and all this
right,
kind of stuff,
exactly. Then the mockery starts coming in. I wonder if we do that to diffuse the situation, because we are freaked out. It's like, and then you're not one to yank people's chains, to tell stories. Mm-hmm. You show somebody something and they go, okay, here's a trustworthy person, a credible person telling an incredible story. I'm really uncomfortable, so I'm going to make a joke about it.
Yeah, I think that's how we look at it. But sometimes with them, I think they honestly are going, I used to think you were normal, and now I know you're a little nutty. Because like I was in education. I wasn't telling anybody.
Yeah.
No way.
Sure.
And so, I don't know. I'm not even telling people that I came here.
I was having fun with it. I was telling my coworkers, I'm going to a UFO convention. And they're like, is your wife making you?
Well, I'll let you get back to your stuff. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you sharing. And,
it was nice. I was a little concerned, a little worried, but it was nice to get it off our chest.
Well, thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Linda and David. It's a bummer they tore the picture up, because that would have been something to see. But they must have been seriously freaked out. It affected them. And then David and his friend who didn't want to talk about it, yet years later, David had whatever happened to his shoulder. Were they abducted? I don't know. They certainly think that maybe something's going on with that. The more I learn about this subject, the more I think that, stuff like that's going on. And next week, I have another interview, this time with the producer of a new movie, Bigfoot movie, Flash of Beauty, Paranormal Bigfoot. Now, this is the producer, the guys who did Flash of Beauty, Bigfoot Revealed. That's been out for a couple of years. But these guys did Paranormal Bigfoot, and we got to see it at Phenomecon and saw the preview of this, and it's coming out October 17th. You can order it. They'll be giving you all the details with that. But it's a really interesting movie, and something I definitely am interested in hearing what you guys think about it. This whole Bigfoot phenomenon and the UFO phenomenon is so darned interesting. I don't know what's going on with that, but keep your eyes peeled, both in the sky and on the ground. Let us know. And if you or anybody you know has an encounter, encounters@modernexplorer.me. Love to document your story. And until next time, cheers.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless.